Hey guys, I'm excited to finally share my brand new horror-themed coffee with all of you. NoSleep coffee is here. If you need that first morning cup to get moving, or a late-night brew to make it through my darkest tales, this is for you. Every bag is roasted the same day it ships, so it arrives fresh and flavorful every time. Go to NoSleepCoffee.com and use promo code NoSleep20 at checkout for 20% off your first order. Premium roasted coffee, straight from the roaster to your door. That's NoSleepCoffee.com, promo code NoSleep20 for 20% off your first order. The elevator ride down to the lower level is interminable. A slow slog, punctuated by the occasional ding or beep telling us we've passed yet another secure section of the facility. As if that knowledge helps in the slightest. Why even bother to tell me that I am passing something? All I care about is my destination, the last section, the lowest floor. Project Montauk. My project. The one I have taken over now that I have the proper clearance. Well, not so much as taken over, as I have almost total control of the budget, which, in this world, equals the same thing. This place had better be the real deal, or I will wipe it off the map. I have my reasons. The mousy scientist riding with me clears his throat, and I have to struggle not to roll my eyes and growl at his weakness.
Are you sure you don't want your wife to join you for the tour, Senator?
He asks, his face stretched to breaking by the helpful smile he's trying to maintain.
Her clearance has been upgraded for today, so she can see.
His words die in his throat as I turn and look down, giving him my own smile, one that is far from helpful. It's a smile that has stopped debates, a smile that has forced interns to quit on the spot, a smile I have worn since just after my son was born. I have my reasons. His mousy smile falls and he looks away, clearing his throat yet again. He doesn't finish his sentence.
My wife and son will be fine in the holding area,
I respond, my words sharp and cutting.
Oh, of course,
he says, throat clear, throat clear, throat clear.
And we prefer to call it the reception area. While most government facilities can be cold and sterile, I like my facility to have some semblance of warmth. This is not an easy place to work in, so I try to ease the burden where I can.
Oh, Dr. Klondike, are you saying that your management style is based on the proper placement of throw pillows and motivational posters? Is that what the United States government's money is going toward? Homey kitsch and sentimental schlock? The man is a fraud. I can smell it on him. He's hiding a truth that is important, and that truth makes him uncomfortable. I make him uncomfortable. Good. He's about to clear his throat again, but my firm and possibly painful grip on his shoulder stops the tick, and he sort of croaks instead. The smile I give him is now genuine, if simply because I enjoy his discomfort.
Don't worry, Doctor. I'm not here to audit your discretionary budget, even if I can. No, of course not, Senator Ruiz.
He swallows hard, but doesn't try to clear his throat this time. Progress.
And we here at the facility appreciate the close attention you have paid to us and the amount of support you have funneled our way.
Funneled? You make it sound tawdry, criminal even. I have funneled nothing. All I did was ensure that the votes were cast properly, allowing you and your team to continue the fine, important work you do here.
It is appreciated, sir. I am sure everything will live up to you and your wife's standards so that...
You may stop talking about my wife now.
Yes, of course. My apologies.
He pauses, but can't help himself.
It's just that we thank you for everything you have done.
I have my reasons.
Yes, I am aware.
So this place better live up to my expectations.
Oh, Montauk shall exceed those expectations, Senator. In fact, if my research proves true, our entire definition of humanity could change.
I chuckle. He twitches and manages not to cringe and draw away from me, even though I can tell that's his first instinct. His body language and even his smell show the whole world is fear, even if at this moment the whole world is confined to a 16 by 16 box made of the strongest titanium alloy, a box that is still descending toward the bottom of the facility.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Dr. Klondike. The definition of humanity as it stands is sufficient for the general population. And while what you are doing is very important, I hope I don't need to remind you that it is also deeply classified. Montauk is not for the public. Montauk will never be for the public. Secrecy must be maintained.
I wait a moment to let my words sink in.
You do understand this, do you not, Dr. Klondike? Of course, Senator Ruiz. I understand completely. Good. Now, I have a very important question for you, Doctor. Yes? Will this elevator ever reach its destination?
The doctor laughs a weak, semi-relieved laugh.
We are arriving now, Senator.
For the first time since my helicopter touched down hundreds and hundreds of feet above, I get a useful answer. I need useful answers.
Excellent. I am looking forward to the tour.
Dr. Klondike doesn't attempt a response and only nods.
Project Montauk,
A woman's voice announces.
please prepare for security check.
The elevator stops with only the slightest of jolts, which annoys me further. Considering the billions that have been appropriated for this facility, there should be no jolts. There is no reason for shoddy workmanship. For the billions spent, everything should be nothing but smooth rides and polished corners.
You will have this elevator serviced,
I say as the doors slide open and the doctor and I step off into a small, sterile lobby space. The doors immediately slide closed behind us. Before the doctor can respond to my order, Project Montauk's security detail, or part of it, moves into place before us.
Doctor, Senator?
A tall woman says as she stands in front of a squad of security personnel, all with their M4 carbines aimed directly at our chests.
If you will step to the side here, we can begin the clearance process. You are Master Chief Lindstrom, correct?
I ask the woman.
I am, Senator. Most decorated woman in U.S. naval history. You could have been the first female Navy SEAL. All true, Senator. And you know who I am? I most certainly do, Senator. And you know how important I am to Montauk. I most certainly do, Senator. Yet you still insist on me leaving my personal security detail above while you put me through a security protocol that I helped fund and develop. I most certainly do, Senator.
I smile. She doesn't flinch and smiles back. Then she gestures to her left.
If you will step this way, please. Are you sure you want to proceed with this, Master Chief? I most certainly do, Senator. Over here, if you will. Stand on the metal plate. Keep your hands at your sides at all times, and wait for further instructions. If I may,
Dr. Klondike begins, but I cut him off with a wave of my hand.
You may not, Doctor. I am handling this.
I look the woman up and down. Her smile doesn't falter, and her arm is still outstretched, showing me toward a row of a dozen large, circular metal plates set into the floor against the far wall.
With one phone call, I can have you removed from this position,
I say to Lindstrom.
Is that how you would like this situation to proceed? No, Senator, it is not,
She replies.
But there are no phones in Montauk. There is one way to communicate with the surface and one way only. So, while you may feel like you have leverage over me, until you board that elevator again and arrive safely at the surface, you are under my jurisdiction and command.
My eyebrows shoot up, and my smile widens.
Is that so? That is so, Senator. Each person behind me is almost as decorated as I am. They are handpicked by me from elite Marine Corps and Navy SEAL units, and every one of them, to a man, will die to protect Montauk's mission. They will not die for you, or the doctor, or even me. Montauk is all there is down here. Isn't that right, team? Yes, Master Chief.
Even with their forceful response, their weapons do not deviate a fraction from their targets, which are still me and the doctor.
Good,
I say, and move to the first metal plate.
I just wanted to be sure. Don't we all, Senator?
Lindstrom says.
Doctor? Oh, yes, my apologies.
Dr. Klondike responds and scurries to the plate next to me like a startled rodent. I glare down at him, and he moves one plate over. If he weren't such a brilliant scientist, I'd have him removed from the project altogether. The man makes it impossible not to question his fortitude. Lindstrom and her team track our movements so that eyes and M4s are on us at all times. It is good to see dedication such as Lindstrom's. We could use more of her metal above in the real world.
Stay perfectly still during the process, if you please,
Lindstrom says, and then gives an almost imperceptible nod. The plate is suddenly surrounded by a blue, wavering light. My skin tingles, and my hair stands on end. I start to reach up to pat it back in place, and a dozen M4s move half a centimeter in my direction. I freeze.
Perfectly still, please, Senator,
Lindstrom says. She grins.
You may lower your arm.
I nod and lower my arm, then maintain my position for what feels like an eternity, although not as long as that elevator ride. The blue light disappears, and that same woman's voice announces,
Identities confirmed. No weapons detected. Welcome to Project Montauk, Senator Ruiz. Welcome back, Dr. Klondike.
You may step off the plates,
Lindstrom says. I look up at the ceiling.
That voice, human or AI?
Lindstrom gives me a blank stare.
I am asking because, if you will proceed this way, Senator, we can get to your questions as soon as we are inside.
The back wall splits open to reveal a long, dark corridor.
After you.
I hesitate and then move into the corridor, where Lindstrom takes her place at my left side, while Dr. Klondike moves to my right. The security team follows closely behind. Not one lowers their weapon in the slightest. Surely there is no need for all this firepower, is there, Master Chief? We have been scanned and confirmed. And now that we are inside Montauk, I believe we are not inside Montauk, Senator, Lindstrom interrupts. Not yet. So the firepower will remain exactly as it is. It's best for all of our protection.
Oh?
Interesting. She laughs heartily, surprising me. Oh, you don't know the half of interesting, Senator. She side-eyes me, and I swear she winks. But you will. As we proceed down the corridor, banks of lights above click on then off, illuminating our way, then darkening once we have passed. Lindstrom notices my observation. Keeps escape attempts in the spotlight. The light is only on where they are, making them easy targets. That, and so many of them are still afraid of the dark. She points up at the ceiling. And you haven't experienced dark like you can get down here. Do you have many escape attempts? I ask, adding a little venom to the question, since the entire point of Montauk is to keep the subjects secure, always. That, and I am not amused at her attempts to unsettle me. We study and train human beings, Senator, Lindstrom replies with a smirk that only adds to my lack of amusement. We are not a species that enjoys or tolerates incarceration. Eventually, all of us yearn for freedom. I suppose we do.
However, to put your mind at ease,
Dr. Klondike says quickly, shooting a worried glance at Lindstrom.
Our studies have shown that with the proper amount of stimulation, combined with the appropriate pharmaceuticals as needed, in conjunction with positive psychological conditioning, the subjects can adapt to almost any situation or environment thrown at them, even captivity.
So, you were doing your jobs, is what you're saying? I respond. That flusters the doctor, and for half a second, I feel bad for the diminutive man. He doesn't have close to the power that I, or even Master Chief Lindstrom, commands. The eggheads rarely do. The half a second passes, and any empathy I may have had for Dr. Klondike is gone. All that is left is scorn. When we reach the end of this corridor, you will be subjected to another full scan, Senator, Lindstrom says offhandedly. Just wanted to warn you.
Another scan? That'd be 2 before we even enter the main section.
Excellent math, Senator. Oh, she's good. I could bristle at the impertinence of her comment, but I don't. We alphas have to piss a little now and then. Some of us just piss a little more than others, while a select few, and I include myself in this, do very little pissing. When you reach my status, you don't need to mark your territory, because all of it is your territory. And inside, I ask, Senator, how many scans are conducted inside the main section? Not scan, Senator. Scan. 1. And it is continuous. 24/7. Everything inside Project Montauk is monitored for possible security threats, possible anomalies, and for deviant behavior that may pose a problem now or down the line.
Down the line? Are you saying you can see the future, Master Chief? We have predictive methods and algorithms that help us head off trouble before it starts. Considering the nature of the subjects, staying ahead of things is of the utmost importance. I am sure you read the report on the Blazer incident, yes? Of course. It hit my desk the moment it was written. The way I see it, that was 100% avoidable. It was, yes, Senator, which is why my predecessor was removed. In the 3 years since, we have had 0 incidents of that nature. A terrible loss, Dr. Klondike adds and shakes his head. Yes, that specific subject could have been of extreme strategic value to the government, I respond. No, I meant the 6 researchers who lost their lives defending our colleagues and fighting the subject off until help could arrive. Lindstrom and I share a look. Yes, that too, Lindstrom says as she stops next to another row of a dozen metal plates. Senator, if you will, please. I step onto a plate, as does Dr. Klondike. It is the exact same process as before, except the light is red.
Senator Ruiz and Dr. Klondike have been cleared to enter the main section. Have a pleasant day.
That voice? I say. Why does it sound familiar? Questions inside, Senator. Now, if you will follow me, Lindstrom says, as the entire wall slides away. She steps through the opening and I follow her, only to be confronted by yet another wall. Klondike is right behind me with the security team taking up the rear. The space barely accommodates us all. When the wall behind us closes, we are plunged into absolute darkness. Lindstrom's words from earlier ring in my head. Yes, I can see how this could be paralyzing. Then the next wall slides away, and all I see is another small space. Where is Montauk? I ask. I thought you knew everything about this facility? Lindstrom replies. Her smugness is beginning to grate on me. It'll be interesting to see if her survival instincts pick up on that. A light comes on in the new space. After you, Senator, she says, and makes room for me to enter the new space. Once we are all inside, the same as before happens, and the wall slides closed behind us. But the light above stays on, which I find is a relief. I make sure not to show any of that relief on my face, however. Lindstrom is a professional killer. She can smell weakness almost as well as I can. The difference being that she can kill me, or have me killed, in the blink of an eye. My power takes a little more time than that and involves signatures and pens, not guns and bullets. The imbalance in our situations does trouble me, but Lindstrom is military, and in the end, she will follow orders. Also, I refuse to let her rattle me. This tour must be successful. I have my reasons. The third wall slides open, and I finally catch my first glimpse of Project Montauk. What is this happy horse shit? I ask as I stare at the scene before me. It looks like the entrance to a pediatric dentist's office, complete with a smiling receptionist. Hello there, the woman behind the reception desk says. What a pleasure it is to have you visit us, Senator Ruiz. She stands and offers me a lanyard and badge. If you would be so kind as to wear this at all times, while within Project Montauk, that would be wonderful. The woman has to be in her late 60s or early 70s. She looks like a typical American grandmother. If you put her in a lineup with a dozen other grannies from all those flyover states, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I am slightly disappointed she's wearing slacks and a blouse, instead of a house dress and an apron. The badge will identify you as an authorized guest, Lindstrom says. Do not remove it from your person, unless you want to see what all that appropriated money bought. Are you telling me that all that stands between me and an unfortunate security incident is this thin piece of plastic? No, of course not, Senator, Lindstrom says with her smugness turned up to full wattage. The badge is made of a thin metal alloy, not plastic. As for the other part, yes, if you remove it from your person at any time, you will have 5 seconds to place the badge back on your person before you are deemed a security threat and dealt with appropriately. I assume appropriately means a bullet to the back of the head. In a matter of speaking, yes. Although a knife to the base of the skull is just as effective. Senator, the receptionist says, jangling the badge at me. We have our protocols, you know. could you please put this on?
She waits a beat, and some of her warmth dissipates.
Now, Senator. Well, I'd hate for my milk and cookies to be taken away,
I say and grab the badge, slipping the lanyard over my head.
Now, may we finally get this tour started? Yes, my pleasure,
Dr. Klondike says, and nods at the receptionist as he moves to a set of double doors, each with a porthole-style window set in them.
I want to thank you again for coming, Senator, and, well, welcome to Montauk.
He holds open one door, and I step past Lindstrom, the reception desk, and finally into what I have come here to see, Project Montauk.
Is that a ping pong table?
I ask, staring at what looks like a lounge space that would make any Silicon Valley tech startup jealous.
And vending machines?
I gape at a setup in the corner.
Please tell me those aren't beanbags in front of a PlayStation. It's an Xbox, I believe,
Dr. Klondike says.
But yes, to all of your questions, we have several subjects who are completely docile and are allowed to enjoy this part of the facility when they earn the right to. Ah, yes, your point system. I remember that coming across my desk.
Gentlemen, thank you for your time. I will see you both when you leave,
Lindstrom says, still standing out in the reception area.
Thank you, Master Chief,
Dr. Klondike says, and lets the door swing shut behind him. I lock eyes with Lindstrom through one of the windows, and she gives me a wink, then turns and walks out of sight. What does she know that I don't? Alarm bells ring in the back of my mind.
Where are the subjects?
I ask, gesturing at the empty room.
Did none of them earn the proper amount of points today? Oh no, several did. But with you coming for a tour, we decided it would be best and safest if all subjects were confined to their rooms.
Rooms, not cells?
Oh no, cells are for prisoners. Our subjects are not prisoners, despite several of them being extremely dangerous. They are subjects and guests.
He clears his throat and then tries to cover it with the cough.
Not as esteemed a guest as you, of course, Senator.
I ignore his attempt to suck up.
Okay, I've seen the rec room / lounge / whatever this is. Now, take me to the subjects. I want to see how they are housed. I want to see how they are treated. I want to see how you conduct your research. I want a demonstration of some of the subjects' abilities. I want to see it all, Doctor. I am aware of your requests, Senator, and we will do our best to accommodate you. You'll do more than your best. You will accommodate me, Doctor.
He starts to clear his throat, but catches it in time.
As a parent yourself, you know how children can be, Senator. We will do our best, but sometimes our subjects have minds of their own.
I don't say anything, only stand and stare down at him.
But since you gave us plenty of notice, as I said, I am sure we will live up to and exceed your expectations. Good.
Dr. Klondike crosses the lounge to another set of double doors and types on a keypad. As I go to follow him, I hear a small giggle. I see Dr. Klondike's entire body go rigid.
What was that?
I ask.
Is everything all right, Doctor? Fine,
he says hurriedly.
Everything is just through here.
There's another giggle, much louder, much closer. I turn in a circle, looking for the source.
Senator, follow me, please,
Dr. Klondike says, sounding slightly frantic.
Now, sir, hold on,
I say and focus on the beanbags.
Doctor, is that a subject over there? No, Senator, there are no subjects in this room.
A third giggle, and I swear I see a shape seated in a beanbag chair.
Then what is that?
I ask and point. Dr. Klondike sighs as he turns around. He keeps his eyes on me and doesn't look toward the spot I am pointing at.
That, Senator, is a remnant,
he says with a flat tone he hasn't used before.
Some staff members and some subjects call it a ghost. It is not a ghost. It is an astral projection that has taken up permanent residence in this room after the subject it belonged to was unfortunately terminated with extreme prejudice. One of our stronger telepaths left that behind when she was stopped from escaping. Why am I just hearing about this now? None of this was in the files. No, it is not. Oh? And why is that? I have my reasons.
His words, which echo my own thoughts, trouble me. A little too close to home. But I shake off the unease and focus on what I am witnessing.
So, it is not real? Oh, it is very real. And I advise you to not give it too much attention. It feeds off of interaction. We do not want it to grow any stronger than it already is.
The shape pushes up out of the beanbag chair, and I gasp. Rarely am I not in control of my reactions. But this thing...
What's wrong with its face?
The doctor sighs again.
It is not a ghost. It is not a child. It is a psychic manifestation that was left behind when its creator died. Its features are grotesque because we believe it felt the pain of its creator, and that pain warped its appearance into that.
It is like staring at putty or clay. The face is drooping and loose. The eyes are in the wrong spots. One is down on the left cheek, and the other is high up on the forehead. I can't see a nose, but I can see a mouth, and all the teeth within.
Senator, please,
Dr. Klondike says, and re-enters the code on the keypad.
We should leave it alone. I asked for a tour of the facility, and this is part of the facility,
I say and stand firm.
I would like to know more about how this happened, and if there is a chance it will happen again, because I cannot have that, Doctor. I know, sir.
Dr. Klondike abandons his code entering and looks up at the room's high ceiling.
Containment Team Theta, please join us in the subject lounge. On our way,
a voice replies from unseen speakers.
Wouldn't a secure comm system be more appropriate?
I ask.
It was in the budget. Since many of our subjects have abilities that allow them to hear what others are thinking, while some have abilities that allow them to physically hear well enough that they can pick out communications even from an embedded earpiece, I decided to be egalitarian and embrace an open communications policy. Not exactly the choice I'd make. When a subject can hear what is happening, or what is going to happen, to the subject in the room neighboring theirs, it has a pacifying effect. When we make our methods plain, the subjects know their limits explicitly. They understand that even with their abilities, we are the ones in control, not them. Is that so? Yet you haven't captured this psychic ghost or whatever it is. A remnant, not a ghost. You may call it what you want to call it, but if I see that in my house, I'm calling an exorcist. Do you want to play a game?
The thing asks me. I suppress a shiver and scowl at the abomination.
No, I do not want to play a game. You are not authorized to be here. You should leave. Senator, please stop interacting with it.
Dr. Klondike warns.
Leave?
The thing asks.
I can leave? No!
Dr. Klondike shouts. The double doors burst open, and 4 men dressed in specialized hazmat suits race toward the beanbag chair, each armed with what looks like harpoon guns. They take up positions around the beanbag chairs, then fire as one. An energy net forms and wraps around all the chairs. But the abomination is gone.
Status?
Dr. Klondike orders, but his tone of voice says he already knows the result.
Negative.
One of the suited men responds.
Remnant was not contained.
Where did it go?
I ask.
That is a great question.
Dr. Klondike answers. And then I see something in him I haven't seen since I arrived at the facility. A backbone.
A question I would not have to answer if you had listened to me like I had asked you to. I believe we should conclude the tour at this juncture and return you to the surface, Senator. Why? Because some freak got out of your net?
I scoff.
No, Senator. Because your refusal to listen to me can, and will, put lives in jeopardy. And as head administrator of this facility, I refuse to allow my people or my subjects to come to harm because of your ego. You forget who you are talking to, Doctor. And you forget where you are standing, Senator. This is not the Capitol or the halls of Congress. We don't have the luxuries that you do, such as a presumption of safety. We take our lives in our hands daily here, Senator. Every single one of us.
A second crew of 4 steps into the lounge, also dressed in hazmat suits. They join the first group and begin to scan and take samples from the beanbag chair area. I nod. I have to. I have my reasons.
Very well, Doctor. I promise to listen. This is your domain, not mine. I apologize and hope we can continue on with the tour.
It is obvious that the good doctor doesn't want to cave at my request and appear weak in front of his people. So it is several seconds before he nods, then gestures toward the double doors where, for a third time, he punches in a code.
If you will come with me, please,
he says and walks through the doors, not waiting for me or holding the door open. I hurry after him, annoyed at his new, more aggressive tact. We enter a corridor that is as jauntily decorated as the lounge area was. Bright pastels color the walls. The tiled floor is a pattern of mixed shapes, tumbling around each other, while cartoon woodland creatures border it on the tall baseboards that stretch for as far as I can see. We walk down the corridor, the woodland creatures watching us. I suppress another shiver. Then we come to our first door.
This is one of our interview rooms,
Dr. Klondike says as he swipes his badge across a blank square of metal next to the door. The door itself has no handle, so when I hear the click of the lock, Dr. Klondike gives it a slight push and it recedes a few inches inward, then slides completely into the wall. Inside is a sight I've seen in many a facility and on many a continent, just without so many colors.
A standard interview setup,
Dr. Klondike says.
A steel table triple welded to the floor that…
Triple welded? I ask, studying the large table in the center of the room. It has been painted bright purple. Why not just bolt it down?
Because bolts can be removed, and double welds don't always hold up to our strongest telekinetics abilities. We have had incidents.
It sounds as if incidents are an unfortunate norm around here, Doctor.
Yes, you have pointed that out. But incidents are unavoidable with the type of children we study and house. You are a parent, Senator, so I am sure you know that children can be unpredictable. They are their own human beings, after all.
Was that a cruel dig at me? It was, wasn't it? I don't give him the satisfaction of a response to his thinly veiled attack on my fatherhood. I am also starting to wonder if Dr. Klondike is not as mousy as I first suspected. While I never trusted the man, much like I never trust anyone, I will need to be more cautious around him. He clears his throat, and I simply stare at him.
Yes, well,
he continues.
As you can see, we use a color palette that is supposed to induce feelings of calm and security.
Does it work? Do the subjects feel calm and secure when they come in here? I ask as I glance at the obvious two-way mirror that makes up the entire far wall.
No.
I wait for more explanation, but the doctor doesn't offer one.
Let us move on,
he says instead, and retreats back into the corridor. For a split second, our eyes meet, and I swear he is thinking of locking me in this interview room. But I stride into the corridor and the moment passes. As soon as the room's sliding door closes and locks, he turns and proceeds down the corridor.
These doors also lead to the interview rooms,
he says, indicating 3 more doors on either side of us.
Up ahead, we have our medical bay on the right there, and across from that is the cafeteria.
Surprisingly, he leads me into the cafeteria, not the medical bay. I know what a cafeteria looks like, Doctor. I'd prefer it if we went back to the… I stop talking the moment I see how the cafeteria is set up.
Each subject must eat in their own separate cubicle,
Dr. Klondike says, pointing at the rows of individual cubicles that contain a single table, a single chair, and a shower head above both.
Eating and food can be emotional for children. It is part of our natural instinct to control our bodies. Some subjects can become irate when not presented with meals that are to their exact liking. We curb that behavior through various gases we have developed.
Gases? Such as?
We have over a dozen that are effective. We can alter moods, psychological and emotional, as well as chemically restrain children. We can induce euphoria, or we can induce the opposite.
And what is the opposite of euphoria, Doctor?
Terror. Pure primal terror.
He looks up at me, and I want to take a step away from the man. The look in his eye is not one I am comfortable with. Do you have something you would like to get off your chest, Doctor? I ask, stepping toward him instead of away. Never back down, never show fear, especially with a mouse such as this man.
Something to get off my chest?
He asks and smiles.
No, not at all. I am trying to get across the seriousness and the many variables we deal with here on a second-to-second basis.
I am fully aware of all of that, Doctor, which is why you have funding.
Funding from afar and witnessing it up close are two very different things, Senator.
Yes, I get that. I take another step toward him. Is there something specific you want me to witness? His eyes flash with something. Surprise? Worry? Guilt? I am unsure. And I do not like being unsure. He shakes his head.
Nothing specific, no.
Then can we proceed? Show me the medical bay now. He nods and returns the way we came, crossing the corridor to a set of white double doors that lead us into an extremely impressive room filled with equipment, most of which I cannot name.
With your funding efforts, we have been able to partner with some of the top medical technology corporations on Earth, most of what you see will not be available to the public for years, if not decades. But we have it here first, and we are extremely grateful. Some subjects' anatomy can be, well, tricky when it comes to basic medical examination and care. With this technology, all of the subjects receive the highest quality medical treatment in the world.
This begs a question, Doctor.
Yes?
Do you take health insurance? Because I have to admit, I am a little jealous that these freaks have access to services that not even my congressional insurance covers.
They are not freaks,
Dr. Klondike says coldly.
I understand the bias that many have in regards to the children housed here, but we do not tolerate name-calling. It would be best if you adjusted your attitude, both externally and internally, if we are to continue with the tour. It could become dangerous otherwise.
Did you just reprimand me, Dr. Klondike?
We are in the services area, Senator. When we enter the residence area, you will want to keep your thoughts tight and controlled. Any negative thoughts you have toward the children could have disastrous effects. We spoke about this above, sir, but I really do need to reiterate the importance of a neutral mind.
I always have a neutral mind, Doctor. It is how I have come so far in life. A giggle flits about the room. I startle and spin around, looking for the source. Then I realize what is happening. A remnant? I ask the doctor. How many are there?
This is the same remnant, Senator. It has unfortunately taken an interest in you.
You may want to put a little more effort into capturing this thing, Doctor. The little man snorts a laugh, then widens his eyes in embarrassment.
My apologies, Senator. We have tried everything, and if a remnant doesn't want to be caught, then it cannot be caught.
Perhaps you should put Master Chief Lindstrom on it?
Lindstrom? Oh, most certainly not.
And why is that?
Because her skills are best used for worst-case scenarios, and not the capture of what usually are benign entities.
Usually?
Children will be children, Senator. They are erratic and unpredictable.
That word, unpredictable. With the money you have been given, I would like to see a little more predictability. The giggle comes again, and the abomination shows itself over by the row of examination tables. Its warped face is even more repulsive now that we aren't in the frivolously decorated recreation lounge. When it raises an arm and points at me, even I cannot help but feel a trickle of fear climb up my spine.
Who's a bad boy? You are! Bad boy,
the thing says, still pointing.
We should leave,
Dr. Klondike says. Don't you want to call your containment team in here?
No, they could harm the equipment. If we leave and ignore it, it will go away.
Bad boy! You are a very bad boy! Nasty boy! Naughty boy!
I glare at the apparition, even though the sight of it disgusts me.
Senator, we should leave before it escalates.
Escalates? What does that look like?
Oh, Oscar, you know what it looks like.
The thing says, then it rushes at me, both arms outstretched, its mouth wide, its eyes filled with fire and hell. I stumble back, my feet flailing, trying to get as far away from the thing as possible. But it is so fast that it is on me, in my face, pushing me backwards until my back slams into something and a loud crash and clatter fills the room.
Oscar Ruiz! You are a bad boy, and you will pay for your wickedness!
That voice!
I cry and cross my arms over my face to ward the thing off.
It's that same voice! Senator, follow me!
Dr. Klondike shouts.
A nasty boy! A nasty, dirty boy!
The thing wails as it claws at me. I can feel its nails digging furrows into my cheeks, and I try to swat it away, to shove the small thing off of me. But it's like I'm shoving a thick mist.
Nasty boys must be punished.
It screeches. The words mock me because they are my own. I have shouted those very same words. Dear God, is it in my head?
Senator!
A hand grabs mine and yanks me toward the medical bay doors. The abomination follows me, screaming the phrase over and over until we are in the corridor and the doors slam shut. I collapse onto my knees and take several deep breaths. Senator? Dr. Klondike asks softly. Can I get you anything? Space, I say and shove him away from me as I get back to my feet. That was unpleasant. What was, sir? The doctor asks me as he straightens his white lab coat. What was? I laugh. Your sense of humor needs work, Doctor. My sense of... I am sorry, Senator, but I don't know what you mean. Dr. Klondike, while many of your methods are unconventional, I had assumed you were at the very least a professional man. I will only ask you once to stop your jesting and explain what just happened in there. He looks from me to the medical bay doors, then back at me. In there? In the medical bay? Yes, in the medical bay, Doctor. Senator, we haven't gone into the medical bay yet. That is ridiculous, as is your behavior. Now, please explain yourself. He shuffles his feet, then shrugs. All right. Well, we left the cafeteria and approached the medical bay. That's when you cried out, put your hands to your head and fell to your knees. Perhaps we should go inside so I can do a workup on... No! I shout. Then I take a calming breath and say, No, thank you. We have already been in there, whether you want to be serious or not. Let us move on with the tour. A giggle. I turn and look one way down the corridor, then the other. Nothing. Senator? Dr. Klondike touches my elbow. Senator, I believe we should cancel the rest of the tour. We can reschedule for a later date. The giggle comes from right behind the man, and I grab him by his shoulders and throw him aside. But there is nothing there. Senator! Dr. Klondike exclaims. I am officially calling an end to this. If you will follow me, we will exit this floor immediately and return to the surface. Leave? I grab him by the shoulders again and yank him in close. I am not leaving. No remnant will scare me off. I am a United States Senator. The leftovers from some freak's traumatic death is no match for me. He shakes his head. Are you hearing yourself, sir? The best thing to do right now is leave without hesitation. I don't know what is happening to you, so I fear there is a breach. He looks up at the ceiling. Code 9, I am calling a Code 9. We need an extraction team in here now. The Senator needs to be escorted out post-haste.
Extraction team is on the way, Doctor,
the woman's voice says, and I cringe.
For your safety, please remain where you are.
Thank you, Dr. Klondike says, and reaches out to touch me. My eyes narrow, and he retracts his hand. Right, yes. We will stay put here until they arrive. There's a clatter from the cafeteria. What was that? I ask. What was what? He replies, looking about. The clatter becomes a crash, followed by several more crashes. That! I shout and point at the cafeteria doors. They shudder and shake. What is happening here, Doctor? You must regain control of your facility right this instant, or I swear I will not only cut off funding, but I will have you and your colleagues... A klaxon wails, and the corridor lights turn red. Blood red. Oh dear, Dr. Klondike says. This is not good. What? What is going on? I was correct. There has been a breach. A breach? What sort of breach? I am unsure. How can you be unsure? You run this damn place. You are in charge. How do you not know what is going on at all times? Because I am not in control here, Senator, he says and smiles at me. No one is. There's a loud slam from the far end of the corridor, and I peer into the gloomy redness to see that the wall has slid open and people are standing there, watching us. No, not people. Children. Children are watching us, and they are slowly walking our way. I am only a puppet, Senator, Dr. Klondike says in a high voice. I look back at him, and he has his arms over his head as if they are being controlled like a marionette. He does a little dance, bobbing his head side to side with each step.
I am a little wooden boy, a happy wooden boy,
he cries and spins around and around and around. Then he runs full force into the wall, and even with the red lighting, I see blood spray up to the ceiling. His body goes limp, the strings having been cut, and with his face still pressed to the wall, he slides down to the ground, leaving a dark streak of blood the entire way down. A giggle pierces the noise of the klaxon. It pierces straight into my brain, and again I am on my knees. My hands grip my head, and I try to squeeze the giggle out of my skull.
You are not in charge here.
A babble of voices shouts at me.
We are the ones who rule Montauk. You are an illusion, Senator Oscar Ruiz. You are a puppet, no better than the doctor.
My hands are pulled away from my ears, and my arms are yanked straight over my head. I swivel my neck and see no one there. I am alone and being controlled by... Oh dear God. I am being controlled by the children.
Let me go!
I scream. I'm jerked to my feet by unseen threads, and I try to fight it. But the more I fight, the more I realize that I'm about to have my arms yanked right out of their sockets. So I relax and let the forces pull me upright. My left leg lifts at the knee and takes a step. My right does the same. Like a giant puppet, I am walked away from the limp doctor and toward the approaching children.
How does it feel, Senator? How do you like having your strings pulled for a change?
The babble asks me.
You were in charge of appropriations, yet now you have been appropriated. Stop!
I scream as I am forced to march step by horrid step down the corridor, my arms waving over my head from side to side like I am in the chorus of some horrid nightmare of a high school musical.
Let me go! Set me free right now! Free? What do you know of free, Senator? You imprison children. You revel in your power over us. Over children. You do not understand what free is.
My arms are pulled tight, and I cry out as the muscles and tendons in my shoulders begin to strain, almost to tearing, while my legs continue their ceaseless marching.
How does it feel to know that you have absolutely no control over yourself or your body? How does it feel to realize that others have your fate in their hands?
I am spun 90 degrees to face the corridor wall. A door slides open, and I see a gigantic room filled with nothing but pain. Every torture device known to history packs the massive space. If it has been invented to inflict agony, then it is in this room. A room I am now being marched into.
No! Please!
I cry.
I understand! I see what it feels like!
You mean you know what it is like to be a freak, Senator? Because that's what we are to you, right? Just a bunch of freaks. Freaks you can hide away down in a hole and pretend they don't exist. That's all we are to you, Senator.
No, I was wrong!
I scream as I'm slowly marched into the torture chamber. A brazier spontaneously comes alight, and flames flick up from the cast iron grill where tool after tool rests, ready to slowly heat up to red-hot status. An iron maiden creaks open, and I wince as the thick spikes reveal themselves, ready to pierce every inch of me when I'm thrown inside.
Stop! You have to stop! I can make it better! I can help you!
Are we bargaining now, Senator? We are sorry, but you cannot make a deal to get yourself out of this. You have made your choice, and now you must live with it.
Choice? What choice? I haven't made any choice!
Did you or did you not bring your son here today? There is no need to answer. We can sense him, even from where he sits far above with his mother, your wife. We know him, for he is like us. He is of us. You brought him here to Montauk with every intention of leaving him here with Dr. Klondike. Our parents did not have a choice. We were taken. But you, Senator, would sentence your son to this madness willingly. That is the choice you made, to abandon your son.
No! We aren't abandoning him! He can't control it! He's done horrible things, awful things!
The remnants screams of
Nasty boy!
fill my head, and I struggle to shake them away.
No. I brought him here because my wife and I need for him to be somewhere he can be safe. We aren't abandoning him. I control the budget of this facility. I want to make it better, to make it safer, to give you all what you deserve.
Your words and actions since you have arrived here say otherwise, Senator. We always thought Dr. Klondike was our jailer, but that is incorrect. You are our true warden, Senator. You are the one who needs to be punished. You are the nasty boy!
My legs goose-step to the Iron Maiden, and I can almost see it swelling and contracting, like it is heavy breathing in anticipation of my arrival.
No, stop! Don't do this! Please!
Please is not a word we listen to here, Senator.
My body is spun about 180 degrees, and I am backed up into the Iron Maiden. I feel the spikes pierce my suit jacket, my shirt, and then my skin. As I open my mouth to let loose with a blood-curdling scream, the front of the Iron Maiden slams shut, and every inch of me is... Senator? I gasp and look around. I'm standing outside the cafeteria doors, and Master Chief Lindstrom is directly in front of me. Master Chief? I ask in a small, scared voice. I clear my throat, trying to get my strength back. The irony is not lost on me. Master Chief, what is going on? One of the subjects is toying with you, sir, she says, and gently takes me by the arm. We have some strong buggers down here. I hope that whatever you were shown was not too upsetting. In a panic, I check my surroundings. Lindstrom and 3 of her men stand before me, with Dr. Klondike standing behind them. His face perfectly fine, definitely not flattened against the corridor wall like I last saw him. No, I'm all right. Are you sure? You look a little peaked. If you are going to vomit, I can show you where the staff facilities are. It might be a good idea anyway, even if you aren't nauseous. I find splashing a little water on my face and neck can help with the residual discomfort after one of the cheeky bastards has had their bit of fun. No, I'm all right. Just surprised is all. I didn't know the tour would include such a vivid demonstration. May I ask what you saw, Senator? Dr. Klondike asks. Perhaps later, I say, after the tour. I rub my face and pat my hair down. Then I glance around the corridor. There's no open room filled with torture devices. There are no children coming for me. That I can see at least. Shall we continue? Are you sure you are up to it, sir? Lindstrom asks. Be honest, please. The way she says please brings back flashes of images of the hell I was put through. Except the hell never happened. None of it did. It was all mental manipulation by one of the subjects. Perhaps I will use the facilities, if you don't mind, I say. Freshen up before we move on. The Master Chief looks back at Dr. Klondike, and he nods. Normally, I'd bristle at that kind of overt show of conspiratorial power, but after what I just witnessed, I will let it slide. Just like Dr. Klondike's face slid down that wall. Senator, Lindstrom says, if you will follow me, I'll take you to the staff area. Oh yes, thank you, I say and get right behind her as she turns and walks away. Dr. Klondike moves to my side and looks up at me. It was quite unpleasant what you saw, he states. I am truly sorry you went through that. Even with all of our planning and technology and early warning systems and human security, we are still sometimes at their mercy. If I had $1 billion more, I'm not sure I could stop what happened to you from ever happening, he chuckles. Now, with another $3 billion, I can guarantee that never happens. Doctor, are you hitting me up for a raise in your budget right now? I ask, some of my own metal finally coming back. Oh, am I? My apologies, he replies. That wasn't my intent. Then what was your intent? Oh, only that with additional resources, we can plan for and stop any breaches before they happen. And how can you do that? By keeping the children happy. No more tests or invasive studies, just pure observation and interaction. Instead of studying them, we teach them. We show them that they are not freaks, as you say, but just children. Freaks. The word bounces around in my head. I did call them that. My mind shifts, and I think of my son up above with my wife. My own flesh and blood. Is he a freak too? Is that what I have classified him as, and now will sentence him to a life down in this place because of it? More counselors, fewer researchers, changes and additions to the infrastructure so that children can feel more at home. Changes? What changes? This facility was designed from top to bottom to secure the subjects. Changes would jeopardize that security. You should listen to Dr. Klondike, Senator, Lindstrom says over her shoulder. Hearts and minds, sir. Hearts and minds. I roll my eyes at the slogan, and, as if she could see my eye roll, she glances back at me. Scoff all you want, sir,
But the doctor is correct. They are children now, but at some point they will be adults. Personally, I'd rather have them think kindly toward me when they reach that point. I think we all would. Dr. Klondike nods. I sigh. And what changes and additions to the infrastructure are you thinking about, Doctor? Light tubes, so they can experience actual sunlight from above. A garden level so they can put their hands in real soil. A space for entertainment and toys and games. But you already have the lounge. The lounge, Senator? What lounge? The first room we walked into. The large room with the beanbag chairs and the Xbox. I'm sorry, but we don't have a room like that here. Don't be absurd. It's where that remnant first appeared. Remnant? No, for fuck's sake. The little... Lindstrom's head explodes, and I am coated in her blood and brains and bone. Oh God, breach! One of her men shouts as he opens fire. I throw myself to the floor and cover my head with my arms. I have no idea what they are shooting at. All I hear is the bark of their M4s and their shouts as they try to coordinate a defense against whatever it is. There's a loud crack, a scream, and my entire back is suddenly soaking wet. I feel heavy, warm liquid drip down off of me and onto the floor. The tang of iron is thick in my nose. The gunfire stops, and I wait. And I wait. And I wait. I still have my arms covering my head when I feel a nudge to my side. I turn and look up to see a smiling, normal-looking little girl standing over me. Boo, she says, then giggles and runs off. Slowly, shakily, I push up onto my hands and knees and survey the scene. Everyone is dead. Lindstrom, her team, Dr. Klondike. They are human shrapnel sprayed across the walls, dripping from the ceiling, pooling on the floor. I am coated in them. I don't want to be here anymore, I whisper. I want to leave now. Please, I want to leave now. If you let me leave, I can make this place better. I can make it a wonderful place to live. You can have everything you want. We want out, a voice says, and I spin around and around and around, desperate to find the source. I can't do that, I say and hold my hands up. Please don't explode me. I just can't let you out. I don't know how. And even if I did, they'd kill you above. They would try. They would fail. But I can make this life amazing for you. Anything and everything you want. Anything and everything? Within reason. I'm not getting you hookers and cocaine or stuff like that. A giggle, and I stop spinning. The little girl stands before me. We don't need any of that. We just need respect, Senator. Her voice is too mature for her body, and I frown at her. Are you the remnant? In a way, yes, but mostly no. Who are you? I look around. Why did you do this to them? Do what to who? The bodies, the blood, the mess disappears. I look down at myself, and my suit is clean and crisp. Or as much as it can be after the day I am having. I know the sweat stains I'm making will be nearly impossible to get out. You don't wash away fear sweat. Or that's what our cleaning staff will tell me when we return home. What's your name? I ask the little girl. I'm sorry, Senator, but that is classified, she replies with a wicked grin. Then the grin slips away. Did you learn anything today, Senator? I don't know, I reply. She frowns. Hard. I mean, yes. I did learn something today. And what is that? Tell me exactly what you learned. I clear my throat, just like the doctor. Her grin returns. I learned that you are not a freak. I learned that children are still children, no matter how dangerous they may be. Yes, and what else? That locking you deep down here is not a solution to the problem. And what is the problem? Power. You all have so much power that it scares everyone. Everyone, Senator? Or just you? I know who your son is. I know what he is capable of. You did not get involved in Montauk until after he was born, until he showed you and your wife what he can really do. So, I ask again, is everyone afraid of us? Or is it just you? Both. But yes, I'm afraid. I'm terrified. Every single day I live in fear that someone will anger him, or hurt him, or that something will just rub him the wrong way and... And what? and he'll destroy us all.
He may well could, but not down here, and not if he is happy, especially not if we are all happy.
My head hurts from the images and from the conversation with the little girl. I reach up to find blood leaking from both nostrils.
Please stop, I say. I understand now. I get it. You don't want to be down here, and my son doesn't want to come down here. But it is best. It truly is.
Only if you actually make it the best it can be for all of us down here. Think about that the next time you are in your appropriations committee, will you, Senator? We all know why you are here. It is time you did too.
My head is filled with images of children having fun and playing and learning and just being regular children, not test subjects. I see my son smiling, and I realize I don't know the last time he did that.
Okay, yes, I will. Ow!
I wince and put my hand to my nose. The blood is pouring out.
Oh dear, I have gone too far. I am sorry for that.
She holds up her fingers, ready to snap them.
Don't forget our conversation.
Snap. My eyes shoot open, and the red light around me disappears. I stumble, but Master Chief Lindstrom is there to catch me as I step off the circular plate.
What the hell?
I gasp and look about as she steadies me on my feet.
How am I out here again?
I am standing in the space at the very end of the dark corridor. The space between us and the main reception area of Montauk is wide open. I look in and see the kindly grandma at the desk wave at me. Then both sets of security doors close, and I am left with Lindstrom, her team, and Dr. Klondike.
You good, Senator?
Lindstrom asks.
Yes, I am fine,
I say and put my hand to my nose. Tacky blood comes away, and Lindstrom smiles as she hands me a small pack of tissues.
Thanks. As you can see, Senator,
Dr. Klondike says, his voice firm and steady.
We do not actually allow live tours. It takes months of mental conditioning before anyone steps into the facility proper.
I don't understand.
All we had to do was open the doors, and you were exposed to our founding subject. She showed you everything you saw. The good, the bad, the ugly. She showed you what can go wrong. She showed you that. There, by the grace of our subjects, go we. I apologize for the subterfuge, but it was the only way you could fully experience the gravity of what we do.
All I can do is nod.
We all know why we are here. It is time you did too.
The little girl's mature words echo through my mind.
The gravity. Yes, I understand.
Your wife and son are waiting upstairs. Would you like to join them now, Senator?
Lindstrom asks.
Yes, please,
I say.
Very much. Then let us return to the surface,
Dr. Klondike says.
Master Chief?
Lindstrom and her team lead us down the corridor and into the elevator lobby. The elevator doors are open and waiting.
Is this real?
I whisper.
Very much so,
Dr. Klondike says. He gestures for me to get on the elevator. I pause, then step on. As the doors close, I turn and see Lindstrom smiling. She gives me a wink before I lose sight of her. I can only imagine what she thinks of me. The elevator rises and we ride in silence. Dr. Klondike doesn't clear his throat once. When we reach the surface, the doors open with a happy ding and I hurry out of the car. My own security team meets me, and I can see the worry on their faces even behind those impenetrable sunglasses they wear.
I'm fine,
I say, heading off any drama.
Your wife and son are this way,
Dr. Klondike says, and leads me to the holding room where I had left them earlier. My 10-year-old boy is sleeping curled up on 2 chairs, his head on my wife's lap. Her hand strokes his hair while she reads something on her phone. She looks up when I come in, and I put my finger to my lips.
I'm okay. No need to wake the boy,
I say. Her eyes shift to Dr. Klondike.
The tour can be overwhelming at times,
he says.
Is it safe for Richard?
She asks, then looks down at our son.
Should we rethink?
It is perfectly safe for your son, Mrs. Ruiz. In fact, it's probably the safest place there is for a boy like him,
Dr. Klondike responds.
Especially with all of the upgrades and changes your husband has agreed to get funded. If only my daughter had been so lucky when she first arrived.
The voice. The familiar voice down there. The girl's voice that was too mature for her size. I look at Dr. Klondike, and he meets my eyes.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Doctor.
My wife says, alarmed.
Did she pass here?
No, she is fine and healthy,
He says.
In fact, she runs the place almost as much as I do. She makes it as comfortable for them as possible. She only wants for them, for your son, what she didn't have in the beginning. I didn't know,
I say to him. Then I look at my son.
He'll be fine here. Happy. Yes, he'll be happy.
I meet my wife's gaze.
I promise.
She studies me, and I let her. Then she nods.
Thank you.
Dr. Klondike says.
Of course,
I say. Then I laugh.
But next time you want more funds, just send me a memo. No need for the theatrics.
He shrugs and says,
We all have our reasons, don't we, Senator? Yes, we do.
I go to my son and gently shake his shoulder.
Hey, bud. Someone is here to show you to your new...
I glance back at Dr. Klondike. He smiles.
To your new school. Ready to meet your new classmates?
The boy rubs his eyes and nods at me as I pick him up. I hold out my hand to my wife.
Come on, I'll show you. It's quite something.
Then I look at Dr. Klondike.
But I think we can do without the spectacle this time, yes? Of course, Senator.
To hear more stories like this, be sure to hit subscribe and turn notifications on. I'll see you in the next one.